Hello again, everybody. Welcome once more to Powerline with the Video Ministry. This is Richard Ike, and we're on episode number 158. The title of today's message is The Female Champions of the Bible, Part 26. The Female Champions of the Bible, Part 26. Now, the book of Ruth is done. Now, moving on to a new female character from the Bible. I went to look at the Wikipedia to find the list of all the women in the Bible, and to my shock and surprise, there were so many women in the Bible. I had no clue that there were this many female characters in the Bible. I'm like, my goodness, if I'm to give a message on all of them, it's going to take a whole year. And the first name that showed up was Abigail. There are two Abigails in the Bible. One was David's sister, and the second was David's wife, a woman he later married, whom the message is going to revolve around. She was married to a very evil character, wealthy and evil character named Nabal, and after his death, David married her. But the whole sequence of what happened, now, Lord, you have to give me unearthed revelations within that passage where Abigail makes her debut in the Bible. It's 1 Samuel chapter 25. And it's very interesting. After what I've learned from the book of Ruth, Lord showed me the dimensions of revelation that we hadn't tapped. Because we're busy using our own human intellectual efforts. So he withholds the revelation. So I saw them because the book of Ruth, I used to ignore it. Thought it was one of the most important books in the Bible. Like, why is it even there? And Lord showed me these mighty revelations in the book of Ruth. And I was so surprised. So after that whole episode, I now see things from a different perspective. So now approaching 1 Samuel chapter 25, what Abigail shows up in the story of David, and I'm looking forward to what the Lord is going to unveil, what is going to unearth. Well, now with that said, I have a few addendums. Addendum number one. I have to announce that the Trump dynasty is here to stay. Because of this whole impeachment thing going on, they want to impeach the crazy Democrats. Finally figured out why they're they're going so crazy about President Trump, because he used to be one of them. He defected and joined the Republicans, so they're still mad, angry about it. That he left them. They feel like he betrayed them because they used to celebrate him. In the past, when they were celebrating President Trump, or when they were celebrating Donald Trump, I didn't like him. I used to not be able to stand Donald Trump. When they were, Trump is like their hero. It was not until the premiere of his TV show, The Apprentice, that's when I started warming up to him. And after The Apprentice, I was so mad at the final episode because the wrong person won. So I bought the book that he launched at the end called How to Think Like a Billionaire. And that's when I discovered who the real Trump was. I became his fan. That's about 12 years before he became president. So now when the liberals are talking to me, trying to convince me to turn against Trump, I remember they used to celebrate him back then when I didn't like him. So now we'll switch roles. Now I'm celebrating and they don't like him. And on side, they cannot talk me into not liking Trump, like, because I came from not liking him to liking him. They went from liking him to not liking him. We just switch roles. However, the Trump dynasty is here. And trying to preach him, no, the man is going to win 2020 with ease, and the man is going to have 8 years. But that's not the end of it. The Lord ministered to me that when Trump got elected, he, the Lord, entered the White House. And as he entered, he's not leaving. He showed me the three children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric Trump, that their future potential president lined up. Future. Should they choose? I'm choosing for them. I said, Lord, since you prepared Trump and his children, but install them one by one. So the next president of the United States, Donald Trump Jr. And just like with David, the days of David, there were battle fought all over the place. But in the days of his son Solomon, there was peace. Now in the days of Trump, there's battle being fought. In the days of his son, Donald Trump Jr., there'll be peace. That's the next president of the United States after his father's 8 years are over. Donald Trump Jr. And anybody that gets in now is serving 2 terms. That's it. It's almost impossible to beat a sitting president. Only out of the 45 presidents, only 9 has served 1 term. The other 36, 2 terms. So the odds are in the favor of the sitting president. Almost impossible to beat him. Now we've gotten accustomed to it. The economy determines everything. The economy is going good. Secure for another time. So Donald Trump Jr. is the next president. 2020, that's secure for Donald Trump. As a matter of fact, the largest number of Democrats voting Republicans going to take place in 2020 in U.S. history. After that, Donald Trump Jr. will be next president. So now let me go on, because people don't think that far ahead. Let me go on and unveil the things that are to come. Should Ivanka decide to decide to run for president, if she runs as a Republican, she'll win. The same folks that voted for the father vote for the children. If she runs as independent, which she is now, you're not going to win. You can't straddle the fence. There are 2 Americas, literally, Democrat and Republican, liberal and conservative. You have to belong to one side or the other. Liberal, they don't want her because of the Trump name. But after her, I know she was going to come to herself and join the Republican Party, and then she will run for presidency, and she'll become America's first female president. And then after her 2 terms, it'll be Eric Trump. He too will have 2 terms. And after his 2 terms, by then, Barron Trump would have come of age. And he'll be the greatest of all of them, because since his childhood, he had been in it. So Barron Trump most likely run, and he'll win, and he'll serve 2 terms. So for the next 30 years or so, we're going to be hearing the name of Trump. The first battle is President Trump right now. And Lord, to me the reason why, because I was wondering, why make him so super strong, so much stronger than his opposition? Lord showed me that it was to be a foundation for his descendants. The forerunner takes the blow of the journey. The runners come behind him. They have it easy, just follow the footsteps. It's the forerunner that cuts down the trees and takes out the boulders and clears the landmine and builds the bridges and all that stuff. The runner just follow his footsteps. That's it. So that's what he's doing now. Everything that he's going through is doing the work of the forerunner to clear out the landmines, remove the boulders, tear down every obstacle, cut down the trees, uproot them, all that stuff. Clear its path for the descendants to follow. There will be an easy journey to just follow his footsteps. That's what's happening. So that's the future we're looking at. Lord showed me that America means too much to him. America has not only done so much for his kingdom, but he has invested too much in America. For him to just let America go like that. No. People are trying to force decay. So now the resistance is coming off. They're trying to force decay to take down America so that they can build a new world or whatever. The Lord God reigns. He's stepping in. So he has entered. He's not leaving. God has entered the White House. So he said to me, I should not leave him. Next. I'll deal with this issue quickly. Fake atheism. I hear about this atheist organization. When the students want to pray, this atheist organization start rising up and all that stuff. I said, I've been an atheist before. I know the real thing and the fake one. These atheists, they only come alive when it has something to do with Christianity. But other religions, they don't seem to exist to them. Same thing with devil worshippers, they only attack the Judeo-Christian God and his followers. ACLU only attack the Judeo-Christian God and his followers. The atheist organization only attack the Judeo-Christian God and his followers. I said, these are fake atheists. For me, it was the same for all as it was for one. No God at all. But this one only recognized the Judeo-Christian God. And there's any other religion, they don't care. Only Christian. I said, this one, they are liberal organization. Liberal, they don't think they take orders. Their elites give them instruction. They start to act. They act like soldiers. So that's one. I read the thing about the school, high school. They wanted to pray an atheist organization throwing faith. I said, how come they only manifest when it has to do with Christians? Islam is invading the schools. Where are they? They are forcing children to play Islamic prayer. Here in California, I think it was in San Diego. Show picture where they're playing Islamic prayer. Where the atheists? Cricket. They even now have curriculum called Access Islam for the students in school. Why the atheists? Cricket. Nowhere. Even now having them wear jihad, they wear Muslim jihad to the schools. Why they this? What kind of atheists are this? What kind of atheists are this? They only recognize Christianity. And I started to occur to me that everything the Lord Jesus said was true. When I said I'm the way, the truth, and life, no one comes to the Father but by me. Because he's the only one that everybody's fighting. And so the Lord Jesus was true, was telling the truth. So that they are fake atheist organizations. Only recognize Christianity, only fight Christianity. Fake. That's what we're dealing with. So treat them as fake organizations. I've been an atheist. It was one the same for all as it was for one. That's it. They didn't pick and choose. Islam, they talk about it's Sharia law, all that stuff. They're just Muslims, just 1.2% of the population. I just find that. I said, they're a super minority. Why are they getting all this kind of recognition? And somebody mentioned on Facebook that's because we've had a Muslim president. I said, yes, yeah, he popularized it. Obama. That's why, because they're so tight. 1.2% of the population, super minority. They're talking about Sharia law. Muslim Islam going into the school. But the atheists that fought the church, where are they? Nowhere to be seen. Fake. That's all. Just liberal scheme because they want to uproot, change, and they want to destroy America to create their new world order and all that stuff. What's happening in Europe? They're putting out Christianity and bringing Islam. Atheist organization, you're supposed to be fighting every religion. Only one religion that they recognize. Fake. And what's the next one? Okay. I saw on my Facebook, I get this section where you get like messages from some of my friends and some are just different sites. And I saw this comment that by a guy named Todd White. Don't steal anyone's revelation. God wants you to be an original, blah, blah, blah. So these people know when they hear it, because I don't know how many people I know different people are tapping into this message. Even preachers and stuff. I've heard revelation from here. Even when I used to watch TBN, I've heard the things from here at TBN. So because of their status, if they want to communicate to you, they'll make it look like it was just a post or whatever. I said, it's trying to send me a message that, I should not steal anyone's revelation. God wants to be an original, all that stuff. I was about to, it is in my capacity to unleash nuclear-powered insults, especially when they don't respect the preacher. I had this long braids and all that stuff. And I used to have it to the side. It's too effeminate to me. Now it has in the bone. So I was like, the Bible said men should have long hair. Like, wait, is it trying to be a Nazarite or Nazarene in the New Testament? Well, go do it the proper way. The other famous Nazarite beside Lord Jesus was Samson. He had his hair long, braided into 7 locks. He may have like 100 locks. I said, you answer the Bible. If you're trying to be a Nazarite, okay, do it like Samson, 7 locks. Or just leave it out, whatever. It's just unsightly. Especially now with all this transgender stuff. So, but I can't even hear. I try hard to listen to the content of the person's conversation or what they're saying, ministering. But that hair thing, it just bothered me. So I was about to drop the nuclear powered insult. Oh, minister to me, now go easy on him. It surprised me. Because the Bible said those that teach are judged more severely. So Lord's like, I don't have a soft spot for this guy. Maybe, I don't know. Is it he can't handle it or whatever. So like, I can unleash a firebomb in my mouth. Since my childhood, my older brother used to beat me up for it. So it had been tried and tested. He was my first victim. I can either use to build or use to destroy. It's at my disposal. And be shocked. I myself sometimes am shocked what comes out of my mouth. I said, let me spare him. But the whole comment was, basically accusing me of using someone else's revelation. Sure. Everybody else uses my revelation, been doing it for years. I don't complain. I give it out. I was freely use, freely give. So now people are putting copyright on revelation. My last message when I talked about the genealogy of David from Perez to Boaz all the way down to David, that came from an African preacher, a Ghanaian preacher named Bishop Nicholas Duncan Williams. I heard him when he was giving that breakdown. That's one. I didn't even know he was reading from the book of Ruth. That's how much I wasn't interested in the book of Ruth. He had the congregation read it, and he was showing about the 10th generation, relating it to Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 2. No, the bastard will not come into the congregation of God until the 10th generation. So he read that part from fathers on to David, it was 10th generation. So that's where the revelation came from. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I took his revelation. Even when I was mentioning about how the only title in heaven is also an artist elder, I got that from another preacher. His name was Apostle Ekon. He's a Nigerian preacher. We don't worry about this because revelation is an abundance in the Word of God. People who have a countenance of fasting and prayer, revelation come normal. I fast once a week. 1 day of fasting, 6 days of revelation. Pray an hour each day. Revelation comes like the air I breathe. That's it. When there's no labor, you start to intellectualize, blah blah blah. You will not be connected to the throne. That's the kind of African style ministration that I was groomed in. So if I use someone's revelation, I give the person the credit. No big deal. I get revelation all the time. But now, in the West, I don't even regard, I just see a lot of intellectual theological intellectual prognostication. Revelation, what you call revelation, they don't really have it here. No. People speak a lot from their own wisdom. It sounds good, but folks are not Bible studies, so they cannot discern as safe true. The person who's really carrying revelation. I mean, now it reminds me when the Bible spoke of days of Samuel. He said that the word of God was rare, that there was no open vision. That's what it reminds me of. Because I see the word of God is rare now. People are speaking by their own wisdom. And the Christians they're not scholarly, so they can't tell. They don't make the sacrifice of fasting and prayer. So there's no spiritual sensitivity, either hearing or seeing. The person with what you call revelation, who's tapping into the throne, the man named, is a Messianic Jew named Rabbi Jonathan Kahn. As I was postulating on the weight, I said there was no way anyone can receive this, what this man is saying, on this kind of revelation unless you're connected to the throne. And the Lord showed me a vision that Jonathan Kahn is like one of the four men who are carrying the ark of the covenant. The ark is symbolic of the Lord's throne, the mercy seat with the two angels over it, is symbolic of the throne of God. So whoever is close to the throne, whoever is next to the throne, will be in close proximity to hear the counsel of God. Even when God is talking to the angels, you'll be in close proximity to hear the counsel of God, the secret things of the Most High. So it's like Rabbi Jonathan Kahn is like one of the men, the only priest carrying the ark on his shoulder. So he's in close proximity. That means the Lord showed me that he's in close proximity to receive the secret counsel of God. So when the Lord ministered this to me, my brain kicked into high gear. I said, by prognostications and pontifications and calculations and inductions and deductions and interpolation and extrapolation, I received information based on that revelation, which made me reach a solid conclusion. I said, Lord, it's a mistake you made to give me that revelation, because you started some of the chain reaction. I said, Lord, if Jonathan Kahn is like one of the men who carried the ark, there were 4 of them, which means there are 3 others like him. We need to find them. We need to find those 3 like him. And they'll be scattered around the world. Lord Jesus said, go into all the world. So they'll be scattered around the world. There will be Messianic Jewish rabbis just like him. Receive that same kind of revelation. He's gained fame. The others might still be hidden, concealed. One by one, Lord will reveal them. As I began to postulate even more, say, okay, there are 4 men that carry the ark. Jonathan Kahn is like one of the men that carry the ark. That means there are other 3. We need to find those 3 and get them together. Perhaps the throne of God will manifest. The presence of God will manifest was in the day of Pentecost. I prognosticated even further. I said, the gathering place started in Jerusalem, in Israel. It had the power, the fire had gone around the earth. It to return back to Jerusalem. Even Jonathan Carr saying the same thing. Everything is going back to Jerusalem. So I said, So they'll be headed in Jerusalem. They will meet in Jerusalem. Maybe it's planned, maybe it's not planned, maybe it's coincidental, and most likely it might be even in the upper room where the thing took place, where Pentecost took place, and there might be 120 there, but those 4 will be in the midst of them. And so the Lord Jesus' testimony, the Ark of the Covenant, also called the Ark of the Testimony. The Lord Jesus' testimony was carried on the shoulders of 4 men. We call it the 4 Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They were symbolic of the 4 men who were carrying the physical Ark of the Covenant. This one, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they were carrying the Ark of the Testimony, the spiritual Ark. When the Lord Jesus showed up, he was the Ark in flesh and blood. When they gave his testimony, they were carrying the Ark upon their shoulder. 4 men, I said, there are 4 men for the entire revival that we're hoping for and longing for. There are 4 men in question. We found one, Jonathan Kahn. When Lord showed me that, he's like the man carrying the Ark. Hey, wait a minute. There were 4. There are 3. They are missing. We need to find those 3 and bring them together. Hey, most likely in Jerusalem. Anyway, let me get to the message. Like I said, I looked at the list of the women in the Bible to find out what message I was going to give. And so there were so many women. The names are alphabetical order. I started from A, B, C, all the way down to C. I said, man, I had no clue there was this many women named in the Bible. Wow. And the first name that came up was Abigail. And now I don't play with even the simplest, the oddest parts of the scripture. I don't play with it any longer after the experience I had with the book of Ruth. I remember when the Lord ministered to me a long time ago, give me a vision that we have a finite mind. A mind has a size, but he's an infinite God. You cannot fit an infinite God into a finite mind. We don't have enough room. And he showed me, I saw the vision where he opened his coat and he said there are dimensions of himself he hasn't revealed yet. And inside his coat was a window into the universe, to the galaxies, the constellations, the celestial bodies, the star systems inside his coat. So there are dimensions of himself he hasn't revealed yet. So I knew that the revelation would be endless, and it hasn't failed. But from level to level to level. So when I had this experience with the book of Ruth, it was like going to another level. So now I'm reading the scripture, I'm reading from a whole other level, another perspective. I'm like, it took another realm. When they told John the book of Revelation, come up here, that's what it felt like. He said, come up here, and I went up here. I said, okay, this is a whole other level. After the book of Ruth experience, guys used to wonder, why is it even here? So boring, no bad guy, no villain. Say, blew my mind away. So now, I support the Bible from a whole other perspective. And then begin. To explain this, I looked at the meaning of the name Abigail. There was the meaning and then the related meanings. The first meaning, the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. The first meaning was father, and then it had parentheses source, and it said of joy. So like father's source. So it had to do with joy, and then the related meanings had to do with joy, exceeding great joy, or exceeding great excitement, rejoicing. But then there was one that had in parentheses. It said, under the influence of any violent emotions. So this person with strong emotions. But the whole thing was started with exceedingly great joy. Something that brings great joy. Why is this important? Because the character that follows Abigail in this 1 Samuel chapter 25 was the opposite of who Abigail was. Nabal. It's very interesting. I got a lot of insight as to wealthy people concerning this man, this guy Nabal, who Abigail was married to in 1 Samuel chapter 25. Got a lot of insight. One, the name of the man meant folly, mischief, folly. So I'm reading that. It seems that there is a consistent theme in the Bible that people's characters, they were named after their character. Was it that their character was imitating their name, or their name influenced their character, or both? And also reminded me of the creation sequence. God spoke things into existence. And what he spoke is what manifested. And then God had Adam name the animals. And what they named them is what they were. The same sequence as creation. So as we're speaking, life, the Bible says life and death is in the power of the tongue. Those that love it shall eat his fruit. As we're speaking, we're either speaking life or speaking death. So as the names are being called, the content of the meaning of the name is an invocation. Name means character and authority. Character, authority, and honor. So as we're calling the name, the content of the meaning of that name is an invocation. We're invoking what that name contains. So it's influencing the people. So this guy, his name is Folly, and his actions were of folly, mischief. So when they called him mischief. So it was an invocation. They're invoking mischief. And Abigail, name meant exceeding great joy, source of joy, source of exceeding great joy. So as the name is being called, it's the content of the meaning of the name is being invoked. So now let's get into the message. It begins as so. For Samuel chapter 25. And Samuel died, and all Israel were gathered together and lamented him. It begins with Saul in the time of sorrow. Samuel was like very much like a father figure unto David, because he was the one that anointed David. And this was the time, one of those rare times of peace between David and Saul. Saul had made peace with him. Saul was like, reminded me of these fans of WWF wrestling, professional wrestling. A wrestler will do one thing and all of a sudden he become a hero. Everybody cheering. He'll do something else, suddenly becomes a villain. Everybody, oh, boo, 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 boo. He'll do one thing else again, and he flips, becomes a hero again. Back and forth. That's what Saul. That's how Saul was behaving towards David. One moment he'll be cool with David, another moment he'll flip on David, and then he'll be cool and be flipping. I say, he's like a fan of this WWF, professional wrestling. I used to be a big fan of. I used to watch those wrestling program. So he reminds me of those WWF fans. The wrestler will do one thing, start to boo him. He's a bad guy now, bad guy. He'll do one thing else, and then he becomes a hero again, and do something, and he becomes a bad guy. Back and forth, back and forth. That's all. That's the soul mentality. So Samuel died, and what happened? And Samuel died, and all Israel, all the Israelites were gathered together and lamented him, and buried him in his house at Ramah. And David arose and went down to the wilderness of Paran after Samuel had died. It's possibly because the place he was in will not be reminding him of Samuel, so he wanted to go somewhere else. Because like Samuel, a father figure, someone that meant a lot to him, had died. And there was a man in Maon whose possessions were in Carmel. And the man was very great, and he had 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats. And he was sharing his sheep at Carmel. Carmel was the location. So he first started by describing the man's possession before it mentioned the man. Now the name of the man was Nabal. He described his possession, then he described the man, which means his possession was more valuable than the man. And the name of his wife was Abigail. And she was a woman of good understanding and of beautiful countenance. But the man was jolly and evil in his doing. And he was of the house of Caleb. This is interesting. The whole everything was set up. First, he described the man's possession. He was very wealthy. Then he mentioned the man's name. Then he mentioned the wife. And then mentioned the wife's character. Then he mentions the man's character, which means the man was the least of the whole package. The man was the least. His character was the lowest. He mentioned his wealth. He mentioned his wife. Now the name of the man's wife, the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife was Abigail. And she was of a good understanding and of a beautiful content. That means she was internally packaged and had external content. He said she was of a good understanding and of a beautiful content. Kind of like the same thing as Ruth. Naomi told her to dress up and put on makeup and all that sort of perfume and the whole everything. And then when she met Boaz, the threshing floor, Boaz said himself that, the whole town knew that she was a virtuous woman. So she had the external content and the internal packaging. The same thing was with Esther. She She was beautiful. But then she had the character on the inside. So combination. When you go to buy a car, what do? You look at the outside and you go and look at the inside. So that you see if everything is balanced, the equation is balanced. I sold cars years ago, the late 90s, 99 to 2001, 2002. I sold the ugliest car, the Pontiac Aztec, gave them the formula. But the Pontiac hadn't sold a single car until I gave them the formula. I said, just take them on the inside, focus on the inside. Don't skip step one. Step one, you go look around the car and go inside. First impression, the car is ugly. That's it, you've lost the sale. That's the first thing I did. Took the customers inside the car. The interior was great, wonderful. Drove them around. They drove wonderfully. I took their attention away from the outside. And I sold the car and I told them to give them the formula. This is how you sell the Pontiac Aztec. Don't skip step one. Don't show the outside. The equation was imbalanced. But when you see cars today, they are balanced equation. You see the interior is nice. The interior, the exterior is also nice. Everything is balanced. And this car has interior to match the outside. You will not sit inside, you don't see a Lexus or a Mercedes and the interior is like a Jeep. Jeep Wrangler. Neither would you say Jeep Wrangler and the interior is like a Mercedes or a BMW. No, each one's, the equations are balanced. So Abigail was a balanced equation. She was a woman of God understanding and of beautiful countenance. Balanced equation, interior and exterior, balanced. Everything was wonderfully combined. See, look at time. See. But the man was surely and evil in his doing. So this is what I'm getting now. Man was surely and evil in his doing. Had a kind of rude countenance, was mean spirited, evil in his doing. Now when I read this, I said, this is the kind of man that gives a bad name to the wealthy. It's it was giving that impression that most people who are wealthy, they got it by legitimate means, because this is the kind of people that give that impression. And the Lord ministered to me that majority of wealth is built by legitimate means. It's the problem that is the illegitimate ones that are advertised. Those are the ones that are known. As the saying goes, one bad apple spoils the bunch, one rotten egg ruins the crate. So the illegitimate ones are known. For example, you know a drug dealer, when you see them, they dress their parts, they advertise. They are illegitimate. You think it should be the opposite. The legitimate ones will advertise and the illegitimate ones will hide. No, the wealthy, the ones who do legitimate, they are usually calm, cool, serene, and quiet. They don't make noise, kind of like low key. But the ones who do it legitimately, they advertise. It's the opposite that's happening. It's supposed to be the other way around. The ones who do it legitimate, they're supposed to hide. But no, the drug dealers, they advertise. They wear the shiny thing, the ring, the bling bling, and the flashy clothing, the shiny, flashy car, the flashy rims, everything shiny. When they drive by, law enforcement doesn't need effort to find them. They advertise, they're like billboards. They drive past it, when the law enforcement pulls behind them, turns on his light, goes up to his window, says, why'd you pull me over, officer? Why'd I pull you over? You're blinking and shining so bright that you're even competing with the siren on top of my car. Why would I pull you over? You're shining completely. Wait. You're competing with the siren on top of my car. It reminds me of a movie called The American Gangster. It was about a black American drug dealer. He was a big time guy. But the guy used to just be like normal, just normal businessman, like suit and all that stuff. He just looked like a decent character. Even though he was a gangster. He had his operation big time. He took the guys from his hometown and brought them to sell drugs for him. He couldn't use the guys in the city because they would steal from him, but the guys from his hometown were honest. Imagine honest drug dealers. They won't steal from him. And sometimes he would disguise himself as just all that drag a raggedy car, wear wig and mustache, go inspect to keep an eye on people who are selling drugs for him. But then he had this wife who had appetite for vanity. She bought him this fancy fur coat, like a long fur coat. massive thing, heavy fur coat, as a gift. And then he wore it to I think it was a boxing match. That's when he fell into the radar of the authorities. He advertised himself. Before that, they didn't know who he was. They didn't even know he existed. But when he advertised himself, they caught sight of him and they started investigating and they discovered who he was and his operation. And that was the beginning of the downfall. When he knew that they had caught him he knew why they had discovered him, he took the jacket in front of his wife, the fur coat, expensive thing, and went and threw it into the fire and the chimney. But it was too late. They had already been spotted. She advertised. Why did she give him that jacket? Because she was indirectly saying that he should dress this part. That he was a drug dealer, dressed like one. That was the message there. You won't see a person in that jacket and say, oh, that's a lawyer. You won't see a person in that jacket and say, oh, that's a scientist, or that's a businessman, or that's a professor, or that's an engineer. No, you see a person in that coat, you say, that's a drug dealer. Common sense. But he was a drug dealer, looking another part, looking like a businessman, looking like a professor, looking like an engineer. All that stuff. So she put me good like, dress your part. And that's how he was discovered. He advertised. Okay. What has that got to do with Nabal? Is the wealthy that give the insidious character that give the wealthy a bad name. Keep my eye on time. Okay. So now, it said, okay, and it was, and the ending of verse 3 said, and he was of the house of Caleb. So at the first, when it says, but the man was surely and evil in his doing, I was thinking to myself, okay, he must have made his wealth too illegitimate. It's confirming the feelings I had to have before that, oh, great wealth, they had done something illegitimate. And that's when then they read this next statement, and he was of the house of Caleb. Caleb, it was one of the 12 spies. It was him, Caleb, and Joshua. That there was only two that brought the good news. The other 10 spies, they brought bad news and set the children of Israel in disarray, and God got angry and gave them 40 years to die off in the wilderness. But Joshua and Caleb, they survived those 40 years. They lived, the only ones who lived through those 40 years. So Caleb was a mighty man. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe he inherited the wealth. That's why he's behaved that way. Or no, either he, by the reason of his evil doings, he got the wealth, or he inherited the wealth because it was in the house of Caleb. That's what the Bible dropped it there. And that's why he, I think that was part of the pride and arrogance. Those getting the big inheritance that he didn't labor for, or maybe both. I don't know, but no, that's up for debate. And next, and thus in verse 4, and David heard in the wilderness that Nabal did share his sheep. And David sent out 10 young men. And David said unto the young men, get ye up to Carmel, and go to Nabal, and greet him in my name. And thus shall ye say to him that liveth in prosperity. He was living in prosperity, luxurious living, luxurious life, everything just wonderful. Thus shall you say to him that liveth in prosperity. The man was wealthy. He lived in prosperity. Peace be unto thee, and peace be to thine house, and peace be unto all that thou hast. Now I have heard that thou hast shearers. Now thy shepherds which were with us, we heard them not, neither was there aught missing unto them, all the while they were in Carmel. Ask thy young men, and they shall show thee. Wherefore let the young men find favor in thine eyes. For we come in a good day. Give, I pray thee, whatsoever cometh to thine hand unto thy servant, and to thy son David. And when David's young men came, they spake to Nabal according to all those words in the name of David, and ceased. And Nabal answered David's servants and said, who is David? And who is the son of Jesse? Of course he knew David. He knows that David's father was Jesse, so he knew of David. Who is David? Who is the son of Jesse? There be many servants nowadays that break away man. The many servants nowadays that break away every man from his master. Shall I then take my bread and my water and my flesh that I have killed to my shearers, and give it unto men, whom I know not whence they be. So David's young men turned their way and went again and came and told him all those things. He was about to bring out the side of David that you want to stay hidden. David had that duality to him, the lion and the lamb principle, just like the Lord. He's a lion and a lamb. And when he came, his first coming, he came as a lamb to lay down his life. But in his return, the book of Revelation, comes as a lion to destroy his enemies. David had that same duality. David could be a lamb, lay down his life. But it was a double-edged sword on the other end. It was a lion. And David said unto his men, get ye on every man his sword. The lion had risen up. He said, who is David and who is the son of Jesse? Now David was about to show him who he was. At this point, David and his men had become efficient killers. They say, much time ago. But that when David was with the Philistine, he ran over to the Philistine, ran away from Saul. When they had to read, they would go and raid the Philistine village and wipe out every life there. Take the resource, then tell the king that they raided an Israelite village. And they kept doing that. I never got caught. I mean, they were very efficient in what they did. No wonder God didn't want David building a temple for him, saying there's too much blood on your hand. Because the devil will seize opportunity to bring the accusation against that temple. So these are the, you even bring the list of all the people that David had killed, especially when he was in the Philistine land. These are innocent people he had killed. Look at the names of us. The devil, the accuser of the brethren. Or they didn't want that kind of accusation on his temple. So no, it was his son, so no, that was going to build it. So they said, too much blood in your hand. The devil had a list of the names of all the people, the villages where that the Philistine village where David raided. He had a list of all the names. Say, so and so, so and so, so and so, this family, this one. That's how the devil is. Just like media going after Trump. That's Satan proper, looking for everything. This one's Trump sneeze. He sneezed on this day at this time. This afternoon. Said, no, too much blood on your hand. I build it. So David said unto his men, get ye on every man his sword. And they get it on every man his sword. And David also get it on his sword. And they went up after David, about 400 men, and 200 abode by the stuff. But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying, behold, David sent messengers out of the wilderness to salute our master, and he railed on them. But the men were very good unto us, and were not hurt. Neither missed we anything. As long as we were conversant with them, as long as we interacted with them, whole conversation, we were fellowshipping with them when we were in the field. They were a wall unto us, both by night and day. How about David put in work for this man? And while we were with them, keeping the sheep, now therefore know and consider what thou wilt do. For evil is determined against our master, and against all his household. For he is such a son of Belial, means the son of the devil. Just like Blake, who calls himself a bishop, the son of Belial, son of the devil. For he is such a son of Belial that a man cannot speak to him. Then Abigail made haste and took 200 loaves and 2 bottles of wine and 5 sheep ready dressed, and 5 measures of parched corn, and 100 clusters of raisin, and 200 cakes of figs, and laid them on donkeys. And she said unto her servants, go on before me. Behold, I come after you. But she told not her husband Nabal. And it was so, as she rode on the donkey, that she came down by the covert of the hill. And behold, David and his men came down against her, and she met them. And David had said, surely in vain have I kept all that this fellow had in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed of all that pertained unto him, and he had requited me evil for good. So and more also do God unto the enemies of David, if I leave off all that pertained to him by the morning light, any that pisseth against the wall. So David was going to have all the males in Nabal's house, Nabal's abode. He was going to kill all the males, including the ones that they knew, the ones that they fellowship with, the ones that they hung with. He was going to kill everybody. And when Abigail saw David, she hasted and lighted off the donkey and fell before David on her face and bowed herself to the ground and fell at his feet and said, Upon me, my Lord, upon me, let this iniquity be, and let thine housemaid, I pray thee, speak in thine audience, and hear the words of thy handmaid. Oh, I'm about to run out of time. But anyway, before this shuts down, Abigail was now going to intercept David using her good understanding. Usually people run away from storms. This time she was running into a storm because she knew she had the wisdom to deal with the situation. She might have told everybody, run for your lives, everybody pack up and go, leave that man to perish himself. But no, she had the wisdom, she had the entire package to deal with the situation. So she was basically walking towards a storm. A storm of destruction was coming that way, and everybody with common sense would run her way. She was walking to a storm, and she succeeded in stopping the storm, which is what I'm going to tackle with the next message. But now, I pretty much run out of time. And let me say my closing prayer. So, the whole thing is the main crux of the message in 1 Samuel chapter 25 is the good understanding and wisdom of Abigail, who stopped the storm that David was about to bring to the house of Nabal. And I say my closing prayer. Oh, great God, Almighty King Jehovah, I thank you for the word that has come for this day. And as always, let it find a worthy heart and be planted as seed. Let the seed grow forth and become a mighty plant that will bring forth fruit, and the fruit shall remain. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, I pray. As the heavens agree, I say, Amen. O King, live forever. I love you. God just loves you. I'll see you next week.